Hey, welcome back to Ryan Makes Sense. Today we're going to be looking at ticker symbol TTWO. They actually have earnings after the close today. So I want to check and see if the $146 price currently is above or below what my calculation or other details we're going to review here is accurate. We're going to see what institutions and hedge funds are doing. We're going to look at the balance sheet and we're going to have a lot of fun. So go ahead and hit the subscribe button and let's go ahead and get started. So I'm looking at the bigger picture already. So typically I like to draw lines if you knew or didn't know. And I like right there. Let's go ahead and build this out. So what I'm doing is looking at the all-time support, all-time resistance, and basically what I have done here. The stock price has never closed below on the monthly under this black line, and the stock price has never closed above this black line. So we have our ultimate supports and resistances. Right here where the support and resistance converge is what I call the apex, the opportunity. Is this stock going to be trading sideways for the next 3 years? We're going to take a peek and see. Or is this stock going to go ahead and continue its upward trend? Looking at, we'll go here. This would be our latest support. It looks like over since the end of 2022, it has broken our long-term support here. So I think if patterns rhyme, if history rhymes like it repeats itself, we see our rise up, move down, all-time high in this cycle, fall down, rise up, fall back down. So I think over the next few months, we could hit 158. That doesn't mean earnings is going to jump to 158 today. So, yeah, this is interesting here that what we're seeing. And then looking at supports and resistances right here is a good, right, yeah, right there is a pretty good line of support and resistance. So I think if earnings are bad today, I think we go to 137. And this is just our long-term support that has been here for the last 6 years. Excuse me, last 6 years. Um, okay. Looking at our strength, it's at 51. I think this is slightly in the Bulls' favor. Our momentum is actually heading down. And you can see on our relative momentum indicator, it's actually curved up and it's angled down. Our money flow was near all-time highs. I can't tell if it's taking a breather, ready to go, or if it's going to continue its way down. Based off our relative momentum here, I think we might see some downside. Um, Also looking at our sales here, we can see it kind of had plateaued from 2.6 billion to 3.5 billion over the span of 3 years here. But then it jumped to 5.35 billion, which is absurd. EPS was doing okay, but then we just got hit with our -7 EPS right here. I just spilled some water. Uh, this company is not profitable. You can see they make 5 billion, but they lose 1.4 billion. Not good. Was that just I'm just gonna go down and check profitability really quick. Was this just a one-off? Yeah, so it looks like 2023 they may have acquired something or did something basically because they were profitable before then. So just noting that this profitability does appear to be temporary. So let's go ahead and run my calculation and see what we get in terms of a stock price. We have 24,890,000,000. This is the market cap. Correct. They lose 1,451,500,000. But they do sales of 5,400,000,000. All right. And we're going to go down to their cash and debt. And we're going to look at the quarterly. So cash It is USD. They do have plus 898,700,000. Total debt, they have 2,708,200,000. All right, total assets is 14.8 billion. Stop. Total liabilities is 6.3 billion. So this is the assets dwarf liabilities 2 to 1, which is good. I'm happy with that. Does this company pay dividend? They do not, which is good. And the only reason I say that is because they want to, this needs to be like a 10, $20 billion company before, and they have to be profitable before doing a dividend. That's just my own personal rules. Okay, so we're going to take this and we're going to divide it by 156,930,000. Yep. So this is $172 stock trading at 146. Analysts have this at 177. That is really close to mine. Citigroup has it at 200. Jefferies 195. Moffett and Nathanson 167. Wolf Research 186. B of A 170. So everyone is really close to my 172. Interesting. All right. So I think there is opportunity to the upside. Let's take a look at Thinkorswim. TTWO. Probably charted this one before. In a past life, maybe. I've never charted this one. Okay. Very interesting. So I'm just going to set the baselines really quick. Here we go. Technical difficulties, I apologize. We want to go right here. There we go. So this is our bear bottom support. This is our all-time high resistance. The stock has never broke and closed above this ever. Just doing some more charting here. Don't mind if I do. All right, and this channel kind of represents a nice long-term trend, except for this breakout here. This breakout was the 2021 market melt up. Came all the way back to the bottom of this channel, all the way back to the top of this channel. Now it's kind of just chilling. Let's do a midline here. So something in the middle. Probably like right here. And I think that works. You can see I've got this channel going all the way back to 1990s. Acted as resistance here, support, 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 and then it broke under, and then it again reaffirmed. Let's go ahead and make this a purple. And we'll make it twice as thick. All right. So we've come under, we've hit, fell through, broke up, came through, fell through. Now we're back in this channel. So I think if we have bad earnings, again, we go to 138, 135. Good earnings, 154. All right. So those are my estimates to the top and bottom. I don't directly have a position in this. I do own the S&P 500, and this is in the S&P 500, folks. So if you don't want to stress about owning the top 500 companies and picking and choosing your stocks, S&P 500, 100% the way to go. I'm also doing a Robinhood challenge where I try to get 20% returns annually. Not doing so good. Might as well just invest in the S&P 500. But that's just kind of my fun thing I'm doing. $25 a week. It's not going to change my life yet. Okay, so take two. Institutions own 90.57%. That is old data. So right here we see institutions own 90.57%. Again, this is old data because FinViz does not update their site as much as Fintel, which is what we're going to be looking at. And also just really quickly looking at the gross margins, this is beautiful for a company of this size. It shows that this company still is in high growth mode. And I think with their net income taking this big of a hit, again, I'm not going to look at why. Do I really care at this point in time? I don't. And I only say that because I do have exposure to this SP 500. Um, Going out and buying this stock individually for me right now does not seem like a good option. I would rather wait to have this momentum, find out where it's at. And also, if we're looking at the charts, I would rather have this closer to 112. And I'm just being picky and greedy. Um, so again, I do think a lot of the story comes from the chart, the stock chart. So if you're one of those people who are bagging on me for not looking into the nook and crannies, what they've got in the pipeline, who they acquired, it's honestly okay. The stock tells the story for me. That's how I roll. So we have several apex opportunities here. One being the end of 2024, end of 2025. It depends on where this stock goes. If the stock stays in, and I'm going to change the style of this for visual purposes. If the stock stays within this long-term channel here, I think we'll get to 115 eventually, unless momentum carries this upward and we break out. Honestly, it looks like we're kind of trading within a bull flag here. So here's our, let's zoom in on it. We have our flagpole here. Here's our flag. Break up, fall through. Again, I think, well, there's a good chance if earnings are bad, we'll test 135. If they're really bad, we could go back to the bottom of this channel, which I think would be a nice buying opportunity. At that point, I might consider buying the stock individually. Okay, we're gonna get rid of that line. And then falling to these lows down here would be insane, 97. We don't really know if that's gonna happen. Back to institutional ownership. Sorry, I'm jumping around a lot. Stick with me. So again, old data, 90%. New data, I'm gonna say is higher. 113. Again, at all-time highs. So that is a 23% institutional ownership to the upside. That is pretty indicative of, I think the stock is probably going to rise. Vanguard added 500,000 shares, public investment, reiterated position, nothing new. Capital sold off about 600,000 shares. State Street added 8.9 million shares. BlackRock added around 590,000 shares, sorry. Okay. Wow. All right. You can come and look here for yourself, but you can see Wells Fargo owns shares long, and they also have a put position. So they're hedging. Citigroup doing the same situation. They have puts, calls, and long shares. So again, just looking at that information, nobody really knows what's going to happen. I see momentum going to the downside here, but they could have a killer earnings report and go up. Again, 159, 158 could be the top there. I do own the SP 500, which does have direct exposure to this. Again, once we get down here, the 113s, the 97s, I think that's where I start to look for a potential individual stock ownership. Like right here you can see, right here you can see, maybe over here. You never know. Earnings are always a gamble. Don't try and make a life-changing decision on earnings day. So if you made it this far, thank you for watching. If you're in this one, good luck. Have a great day. Please leave a comment or like, whatever you want to do. Regardless, thanks for watching. Adios.